and welcome back. You're listening to Hometown Station AM 1220 KHTS. You're listening to Family Planet365. I'm your host, Malena Jackson, and today we're exploring your options. Returning back to work after an extended amount of time being a stay-at-home mom or dad can be quite daunting, but we have a guest today who's going to actually help us realize that there's something inside of us that can allow us to live the life that we really want to live, whether you have little ones or they're older and off to college. But our next guest is Alexandra Smith. She built a successful career with over 15 years in public relations when her first pregnancy turned into an instant family. Giving birth to triplet boys, she put her corporate career on hold after working with large companies like Skull Candy, P90X, and other lifestyle brands. Finding a way to stay relevant and engaged, she launched her own consultancy called Lure PR. And she is fortunate to take on projects alongside caring for her very energetic toddlers. Welcome, Alexandra.
Thanks, Malena. I'm so happy to be here today. This is such a relevant and really important topic.
Thank you. I'm glad to have you here. Well, what was your turning point? So you had the babies and then what?
I did. I think it's interesting because as women, we have this plan and we're pursuing it, and then we have a baby and all that gets thrown out the window and we have to rearrange our plan. And for me, it was interesting having children older. I had spent over a decade building a career, and then with triplets, obviously I had to take some time off. So there was a loss per se that I had to get used to. And the first year was quite a blur with 3 little babies taken care of. But then when I kind of reemerged out of that blur, there was a part of me I wanted to pursue again. And I feel like you have to pursue those interests and passions as a woman and a mother to be fulfilled and to be a great mother and wife in your family. And that's when I started thinking about, well, how can I use my skill set and my talents and my expertise while still caring for my children? So it was about a year after I had the triplets that I thought,
wow, only a year. That's pretty good.
Well, you're sweet. But obviously it took some time. I started thinking about what it was I wanted to do. I didn't want to find a part-time job. I really felt like I had something to offer on my own. And moms make great business people because we're constantly connecting with other women and people. We're looking for opportunities for our children. And so it was a natural progression that I just started my own consultancy and met people that needed little things done. And I took on projects here and there. It wasn't a full-time situation, but it's allowed me to keep my toe in the water a bit and keep learning, keep providing a service, and then really having that quality time with my children.
So how do you manage that as a public relations consultant? That's very time consuming from what I understand.
Absolutely.
So what's your day-to-day like?
My day-to-day is I first wake up with my children. I check email right away. Obviously, there's slow times and busy times when you take on projects, and I have a supportive husband that realizes when I take on a project, I may have to get out of the house a couple days and have someone come in and watch the children while I finish a project. So honestly, my days, they're not the same. And that's kind of fun for me. So I'll take on projects, I'll go meet with the company, really engage with the company, immerse myself in what they need, and then step back to my kids, take a few hours here and there, work on projects, help my kids. Like I said, I leave some days, and it's a balancing act. Like every mom knows, everything, you just have to kind of go with the flow, not get too caught up in having a rigorous schedule. I know it's important, but I think sometimes we just need to take a breath and enjoy kind of the journey and the changes every day.
Wow. And I appreciate your honesty and your upbeat and positivity about the whole idea of just going at it on your own. But did you have any fears thinking, you're coming from corporate now, Lure PR, no one knows the name? Are you going to have clients? What are some of the things that came up for you?
There was some fear. And obviously because of the 15 years plus experience I had, I went back to my network.
Okay.
And I said, hey, friends and family and professionals I've worked with, I'm doing this now. Keep your ears open. If you hear a small company that you can't take on, or someone else that needs something, think of me. And so it's just really going back to the things you know, back to the professionals you've met, making those connections. So I knew it would take some time, and I took on, some of my first clients were friends.
Okay.
And then I built from there, and referrals, obviously. And then I've met other women in the community that are trying to do the same thing, start something on their own. And I come to them and say, hey, let me help you, because I see what you're trying to do. I'm helping someone in our community right now start a bar studio, the Bar Valencia. And I'm just thrilled to jump in with her. She's a working mom too. And so it's just constantly looking for someone that I can help and putting myself out there. They don't know, so you got to offer up your skill set and
you can't be shy. You got to let people know what you're up to, right? Yeah, because that was one of my issues. Like, you got to be vocal. Like, I love to talk, but when it comes to not necessarily tooting your own horn, but letting people know what you're up to, I'm like, well, they don't really need to know, you know. But that's no way to really grow your business.
The first step is listening to what they have to say.
Okay.
You know, but they want to hear about what you can offer them. People need to work together, and that's where success comes, is when you can find good fits, good ways. I also work with another company in the community, and they send me little projects because they just need help, you know, and they are a healthcare consulting company called The Street, and I help them with various projects, and it's fun. And so I just meet people and offer my services, and if it works out, great. If it doesn't, move forward.
I love that. I love that. So what advice would you give to a mom or dad who want to go back into the workforce, but they're afraid or nervous and just can't get over that?
I would say one of my favorite sayings is little by little.
Oh, okay.
And don't be afraid. You don't have to make things happen overnight. They will happen. Little step by step. I've seen women grow companies, and then surprisingly, they're huge in a year, or bigger than they ever thought they could be.
I've seen that too.
And it's fun. Yeah. And so you never know where your journey is going to take you. Just keep walking. Just keep taking those steps.
Little by little.
Little by little. Don't worry. Just start with one small thing that you're thinking about, and then just follow that, see where that leads you to a next step. I would just say, you don't have to have like a giant business plan and brick and mortar and all those things.
The right stapler.
Exactly. Just little things. See where that takes you to the next step would be my advice. Just jump in with one small thing.
Okay.
Don't get overwhelmed.
Yeah, because you start making a list, and it's like...
It's hard, though. I know that's easier said than done. It's tough, especially. And you have to. I mean, you got littles, too.
Yeah, that's right. They'll keep you focused. They'll give you perspective for sure. Well, tell us how we can reach you, Alexandra.
I will. You can visit my website at www.lurepr.com. All my information's there. And I'm a little bit new to the community. We've lived here a year, but I feel like because of my business and because of the wonderful people I've met, this community is so open that it's just grown pretty quickly for us to be here only a year, and I appreciate the opportunity to talk with you today. I think what you're doing is inspiring for mothers. Just to hear that there's other people out there doing that is so important.
I agree. And they don't call it Awesome Town for nothing. I had to put that
there you go. There you go.
Well, truly inspiring. Thank you for sharing, Alexandra.
Such a pleasure. Thanks for your time.
Thank you. You're welcome. I'm going to take a quick break, but when we come back, I'll share my last thoughts about today's topics, and I'll give you a sneak peek of what's coming up next week. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome back. You're listening to AM 1220 KHTS. I'm your host, Malena Jackson, for Family Planet365. We're exploring our options today. We're returning back to work after an extended amount of time, being a stay-at-home mom or dad. If you will return to work, think about what you enjoy doing. That's some of the things we've been talking about today. We really want you to get passionate and just think about what you have fun doing, because that's what life is too short to be going to a job that you hate, especially if you're going to be leaving the little ones. Like make it count. So I want you to be happy in the process. First, what you're going to do is you'll think about what it is that you want to do. Then you'll create a plan, find that passion, and work the plan. And I love what our last guest, Alexandra, said. She said, little by little. And I think for me, that's one of the challenges that I face, is taking it little by little and knowing that you don't have to get 12 things on the to-do list done in one day. If you just get that one thing done that day, it counts. So shouldn't be too hard on ourselves, because it's little by little. Well, that's our show for today. Be sure to tune in every Friday at 11. I have a few special guests to help break the habit of living by comparison. Comparing your life to everyone else's is so easy to do. We'll talk about how to tame your social media behavior to avoid depression. That's next Friday. You're listening to Family Planet 365, brought to you by the Nanny Factory. I'm your host, Malena Jackson. Bye for now.